Hey everybody, how's it going? This is DTG Druid. Finally coming out with some new content for the 2 subscribers that I have. But today is not going to be a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very cheerful, I guess, video. I haven't made content in about a week and a half because I ended up being in the hospital for some mental health issues. I guess I just wanted to, tell you guys a little bit about myself, and you guys can enjoy the gameplay of some Uncharted, the first one out of the remastered collection, while I talk. So, starting when I was about 15, I'd say, is when things started getting bad for me mental health-wise. But I was always really emotional, like really bad ups and downs, and
Are you sure you want to be defiling your ancestors'
didn't really
remains
make the
like
wisest
that?
decisions and
Make it sound
everything
so
like
dirty.
that either.
Besides,
Would always spend
thought you
quite a
didn't
bit of
believe me.
money on
Well,
stuff that I
did
didn't
do my
need, or
research, and apparently Francis Drake
get
didn't
into
have
these
any
stupid
children.
ventures where I
History
just
can't be
blow
wrong,
my
you
money
know.
on something that I'm not even going to do anymore. And then I would always come down and I'd always feel
Defile.
horribly
Empty
guilty
coffin.
about it and suicidal, and I need to kill myself. I'm a waste of breath. And this went on until currently. Like, I'm 25 now, and so that's a good 10 years. And essentially what I did before is I just internalized
hold it
it
up.
and disassociated
No,
myself
no,
from the
no way.
situations.
Deal was for a coffin.
I
That's
wanted so
Wait a
bad to be
minute, if my
normal
show hadn't
that
have funded this
Hey,
expedition,
I
you wouldn't have...
got your story,
essentially
lady.
just
Look, Mr. Drake, you signed
disassociated
a
myself from
contract.
myself.
I have a right to see every single thing
Could
that's...
you
But
hold that thought?
I had struggled with
Sully?
that and quite a bit
We
more
got
other
some trouble.
problems
Hurry
like
it up.
social
Okay,
anxiety,
what's
generalized
going on?
anxiety, and everything like that.
Pirates.
And then
Pirates?
with
Yeah,
this recent
modern
trip,
kind. They don't take prisoners.
I did find out
not
that I
mad
have
What are you talking
bipolar
about?
type 1 with psychosis, borderline personality disorder,
shouldn't we call the
post-traumatic
authorities or
stress
something?
disorder,
Yeah, that'd be a great
socialized
idea, but
anxiety
we don't
disorder,
exactly have a
generalized
permit to
anxiety
be
disorder,
What?
and panic
Yeah,
disorder.
so unless you want to end up in a
And it's also
Panamanian
up in the
jail,
air whether I
we should
am
probably
rabbit
handle this
cycling or
ourselves.
not.
Well, what's worse?
But that's partly
You
due
obviously
to the
haven't been in a
borderline personality
Panamanian jail.
disorder.
Do you know how to use one of these?
Yeah,
and
it's like a camera. You just...
It's
Point
been
and
hitting
shoot,
me.
right?
I mean,
Good girl.
not nearly as bad as I've heard some
Here we
people
go.
with it hitting them, because I'm med compliant now, and things
How the hell they find us out
things
here?
are a lot better
These
now.
guys have been tailing me for weeks.
I still have a lot of work to do on myself, but
It's kinda a
I
long
really
story.
want to keep going towards this path that I'm going towards. I'm gonna continue making videos and stuff like that because that's what I enjoy, even on medication. So I know this is where I want to be in life. And part of the reason why I want to make this video is because I want to end the stigma for mental illnesses. Because I'm just a normal person. Having all of those different mood disorders and other mental health issues, it doesn't change who I am. I mean, I'm me, and I always will be me, and I'm essentially no different from anybody else. I saw a video actually recently that essentially worded it as, if normal people are a bottle of Sprite, then people with mental health issues are a bottle of Sprite with a little lemon twist in it. And I can definitely agree with that. But I still have a rough road ahead of me, and I've got all sorts of different things to do. Like, I'm starting regular appointments with my therapist. I'm going to be doing DMT therapy to try to figure out where exactly the trauma came from, because even part of me doesn't know, still doesn't know where the trauma came from as far as the PTSD goes. It's very possible that I just developed it over time. And then I also have regular appointments now with my psychiatrist. And things need to keep heading up. But
Okay, that's not good.
we're no different from anybody else, and I just wish people would recognize that. You know, there's such a bad stigma about it, to the point where I'm actually contemplating going on disability. I mean, it's hard to get jobs with being honest, and I know a lot of people say, you know, oh, just don't be honest. Then that's hard for me to do, and that's hard for a lot of people to do. And I can't bring myself to lie. You know, I tell people, you know, hey, just like I'm telling you guys right now, if you guys notice a difference in my moods or anything like that, here's why. It's nothing you did wrong. Blah 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 blah. Because even on the medication, it does not take everything away. It just takes the edge off. I don't. My swings aren't as hard, but I still have them. You know. And then
Years of therapy won't fix.
not only that, but I mean with the anxiety medications, it's the same thing. It doesn't solve the problem of anxiety, it just makes it more tolerable to live with. But yeah, there are some people where even with medication, you know, their symptoms are severe enough to where it's not, you know, the life is still not livable with these symptoms, and it is very hard for them to work and function in a normal environment. And even on medication, my social anxiety is still absolutely horrid, which is kind of strange because I can sit here and talk to you guys just fine. And I think part of that has to do with, you know, I'm talking to my viewers when I'm doing a video,
Thanks for the loan, Mr. Drake.
but it's just me in the room talking to a microphone. So that's not triggering for me. And I think that's part of the reason why I really want to keep on doing this, because it's a great thing to have, and you know, it's therapeutic for me. It's an outlet, and I mean, I have plenty of outlets. Like I really like to do puzzles. I really like coloring. Video games obviously are another really big one. And then lately, one thing that I've been doing is like randomly, quote unquote, building computers. Not physically building computers, but I'll go to like PCPartPicker.com or something like that, and I'll, you know, build out different rigs, and it'll, you know, it's therapeutic for me. It keeps my attention, and it keeps all those nasty thoughts and feelings at bay. And part of the reason why that's so hard for a lot of people is because when I'm in my home, I have things that I can do to keep myself busy, like the puzzles, the coloring, the video games, but that doesn't exist outside of home. And I really would like to come up with some sort of solution in order to, I guess, better my social life, having a coping skill that I can use outside of the house. And it's always going to be a constant struggle, you know. With these types of disorders, it's always going to be a tightrope act. And the meds, they help, and they help take the edge off, but that still doesn't change the fact that all it takes is one misstep, and you can either go falling down, or in this case, I can also fall up. I can defy gravity. In a not literal sense.
No,
But
I don't care for overbudget.
I will be this way
realize
for
that
the
this
rest
could
of
be,
my
like,
life,
the biggest story of the
and
year?
it's never going to change. And I'm okay with that.
Okay.
As long as I stay on top of my medication, and as long as I keep trying to do everything that I can in order to keep those thoughts out of my head, and you know, like using my coping skills, and there's also thought distortion and stuff like that, you know, trying to keep that at bay, then I should be able to keep things at bay and keep myself good.
I'm not as young as I used to be.
But And especially with me just starting on medication, it's very possible that I could end up that way again in the hospital. So if I do go for, like, go through periods of time when I don't really upload much, it's more than likely due to a swing downwards. Most of the time I really like to record and everything during my upward swings, my manic phases, and I'm hoping that my manic phases, because I don't know where I'm at right now, I honestly kind of hope it stays this way, because my manic phases were always clearly different from my depressed phase, or my depression phases, and I hope that I can keep myself balanced enough to where I can do videos and stuff like this all the time, and not part of the time. And because before, when I lost the drive to do videos, it was because of depressive phases. But I just wanted to get that out there for you guys, so you know, hopefully you guys can understand a little bit. It's a very sensitive topic that unfortunately not a lot of people talk about, but I want to do as much as I possibly can in order to try to end that stigma,
Let's take a look around.
because we're just people. We're not, in a sense, we are somewhat ill, yes, but we're no different from anybody else. Like I said earlier, we're just regular people with a twist. There's no reason to be judgmental or mean or anything like that to people who have some sort of emotional disability. It's not right, and
Nah, it's older than that.
I wish I could just,
1,000 years old.
I wish that I can at least somewhat destroy that stigma, even just a little bit. But this is DTG Druid, and I am signing off.